When we begin a painting, one of the first things we want to do is tone our canvas. Even before we do our drawing, you want to tone it. And sometimes I tone it and sometimes I don't. It just depends on the day. But for the most part, you want to knock out this white. And the best way to do that, I prefer raw sienna, but you can use whatever color you want to get rid of this white. This does a couple of things. It makes the canvas less intimidating when there's a color that you're working into instead of this stark white background. It also gives you a very thin paint layer for all of your subsequent layers to grasp onto. And when you tone a canvas, if you will allow some of that toning to shine through, it links the whole composition together. It adds a better sense of harmony. It brings it all to work in tandem. So I just put a little paint on there, and then I start to spread it around. No rhyme or reason, really. I just want to get it covered. And once I have a pretty good start to that, I'll get my rag. The rag is the easiest way to do that. And you just work it all over the surface. Doesn't have to be even because you're going to paint on top of all this. See my cheap rag? See how it left all these little nodules of fiber? That can be brushed off after it dries, but that's why you use the t-shirt rags instead of these cheap shop rags. But I'm cheap, so that's why I use the cheap shop rag. The other thing to remember is to do this before you draw. If I had done my drawing first and then wiped on the underpainting, guess what? It's gonna wipe your drawing away. So make sure this is the first step. It's a very thin layer, so it'll dry pretty quick. And then once it's dry, then you can direct paint, or you can begin to draw with your pencils or draw with your charcoal or whatever you want to do. But this is step one, toning the canvas.